So, hello, my dear friends. Welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. Today, let's start the new series regarding the rising signs in Vedic astrology. And if you don't know what is rising sign, please look at your horoscope or your birth chart. In the simplest term, if I'm going to explain you, look at the sign that is posited in your first house. If it is number 1 written over there, it means you are Aries rising sign. If 2 written over there, it means you are Taurus rising sign. Up to the 12 zodiac sign, you can similarly see this thing. This is the simplest explanation. And don't go into much technicality, I will explain you. So the Aries rising sign, these actually it creates some kind of a foundational value in human beings' life. Because I'm living something different life, you people, you are living something different life. Look at some other human being, he is living something different because her lifestyle is different. So why is it so? So that is because of your rising signs. Because rising sign somewhere creates the foundation of your life. And upon that foundation, planetary placements play a vital role. Okay, I will sit here, I will sit in that house. So in that way, astrology works. So the Aries rising sign, these people, first of all, they are extremely hardcore, energetic people. Like if you ask them, let's go out, have a party, they will say yes. Like always constant in the action mode of trying to do something or accomplish something. Because Aries, it represents some kind of energy. So the energy and enthusiasm, whenever you meet with these people, they are highly enthusiastic, full of energy, like always try to do something, physical activities, going to gym, having that bulky muscles and such kind of a thing. So that thing is represented by the sign of Aries because they are having lot of energy present inside them. So in order to feel satisfied, they must have to exert their energy over something. It may be physical or it may be doing by taking some actions. So that risk taking ability, so that is the main core character of the Aries people. Secondly, if I talk about regarding their second house, which is ruled by the sign of Taurus. See, Mars and Venus, they always be together because passion and dedication, these things will always work together. See, regarding the second house, the sign of Taurus represents wealth, money, monetary gains, the feeling of satisfaction through the money or monetary joy. So although these individuals, they are not about doing or earning lot of wealth and money, but their family values or their own family or family like before marriage and after marriage, they will find themselves into that kind of a situations where they are going to deal with individuals that are hungry for wealth, that are earning lot of money. They always encounter such kind of individuals or human beings in their life as well, especially after marriage. Because here try to understand one thing, Venus is also controlling the 7th house. So that luxurious lifestyle, gaining money, richness and fame. So something they always they went into such kind of individuals that are hungry for such kind of a things. Next, if I talk about regarding their third house, which rule their siblings, and it is ruled by a sign of Gemini. So see the communication, right now I'm communicating with you. So that kind of a communication is always present with their siblings. But some kind of a competitive behavior is always present over there. If they are having some sibling, so they always look after that as a competition. Oh, he's my biggest competitor, or some kind of inimical towards each other. Oh, he's competing with me, like he's getting more marks than me. So that kind of a competition is always present inside their third house. Regarding their fourth house, it is ruled by the sign of Cancer. So that kind of a motherly nourishment or that kind of a emotional connection with their mother is always present over there. Because the fourth house, it is represented by sign of Cancer and it is a watery sign. So it represents that kind of a emotional bond or emotional connection with their mother. And from their fourth house, they will extract a lot of energy towards ascendant. You can also consider their mother will act as a motivator or guide in their life. Okay, do this thing, that thing, that thing. So that kind of a things are present inside their life. Next, if I talk about regarding their fifth house of their education or their childbirth as well. See, education wise, it is ruled by the sign of Leo, which represents the creative ideas or creativity, creative thinking, designing, that kind of a thing. It is not regarding studying something boring subjects or boring educations. Although, in many countries, the educational curriculum is designed in such a way that you may get very bored. Oh my goodness, what I'm reading and what I'm writing. It is, but especially these individuals have that kind of a inner ability to look into the creative ideas, to look into the creative part, rather than going for just, okay, I'm learning this thing, I'm attaining knowledge, and that knowledge have no use. So they always have that kind of inclination towards extracting more and more creative ideas from the kind of studies whichever they are doing in their life. Or they always question their teachers as well, or their guides as well. If I'm having if you are providing me such kind of information or such kind of education, what is the utilization, what is the use of this education in my future? So see, again, because they will not stop at any cost. Next, if I talk about regarding their sixth house, it is ruled by the sign of Virgo, which is their day-to-day life, how you spend your time with individuals or that kind of things. So here it is a little bit problematic situation. Also, sixth house represents your enemies as well. So the sign of Virgo in the sixth house, these people, they somewhere stuck into some kind of a mathematical equation, because they have no understandings or better understandings upon how to live a life. If they are running, they are continuously running. So there is no stoppage or no barrier that is present inside them. That kind of a motivation or guide, okay, hard work is necessary, it is important, but you must have to take a small little breaks in your life, then you have to move. Because see, the Virgo, that earth element in the sixth house, it always somewhere motivate them to do hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work. So till the entire life through the sixth house, they always get they busy in their day-to-day activities, and in that way they will not be able to focus upon the rest of the areas, because through them the sixth house, it acts as a mathematical situation. Even like some kind of an enemy, if you put in front of them, okay, I'm your biggest enemy. So first of all, they look at the like how confusing you are. Like, even though they have the energy to kill you, to punish you, but still that confusion part is coming through their day-to-day activities. Regarding their seventh house of their marriage and married life, or the life partner they will run into, they always try to look for that individual who is very calm and very peaceful figure, because they are having that kind of energy present inside them. So they always require that kind of entity or that life partner in their life who is try to provide some kind of a stability, who is try to balance their each and every aspect of life. So they always find these individuals very attractive, and the companion wise, Aries and Libra, it is the best match, best suited match. Next, if I talk about regarding their 8th house, which is ruled again by the planet Mars with the sign of Scorpio. So the sign of Scorpio represents some kind of a hidden secrets, deep and dark truth. So that kind of a hidden secrets are somewhere always present inside their life, which not many individuals know. And also 8th house represents some kind of a fear and worries as well. So they always extract the fear from the 8th house directly to their ascendant. So that unnecessary fears, worries, they are always run into these kind of situations as well. Also 8th house, if it is ruled by watery element of Scorpio, so they somewhere also find inclination towards learning the occult sciences, especially astrology, numerology, and these kind of things. So these people, they find it very, very interesting. Oh my goodness, what is going to happen over there? Let's look into these subjects as well. Next, if I talk about regarding their 9th house, which is ruled by the sign of Sagittarius, it is that kind of a hardcore belief system. Because if you look at their 1st, 5th and 9th house, it is ruled by the fiery elements or the fiery zodiac signs. So that fire is always present inside their 9th house of belief system as well. They always somewhere try to be more practical. Whenever they try to form their belief system, it is based upon the practicality or the practical events which they face in their day-to-day life, rather than someone is saying this thing, okay, let it be, let it be. It is nothing like that. Because the 9th house Sagittarius also represents their gurus, their teachers, their guides as well. So they always question their gurus and guides as well. They always question their teachings. Like if you are providing me that knowledge, why are you providing me? What is the use of this knowledge? So that kind of agitation is always present in the 9th house as well. Next, if I talk about regarding the 10th house of career, which is ruled by the sign of Capricorn. So they have to work their ass off in order to attain the desired goal or objective in their life. Because Capricorn will not give results that much easily. So in the 10th house of their career, they will somewhere find success in their career after the age of 30, 32 or 35. So that is the time where they will get the true success in their career. Because Capricorn, or wherever the sign of Saturn is posited, it means some kind of a delay is occurring in that house. So success from the career is going to be later on in their life. Next, if I talk about regarding their 11th house of incoming gains, it is ruled by the sign of Aquarius, and it is where the tricky part comes into play. Here, try to understand two things. It is again ruled by the sign of Saturn. So it means some kind of a Saturnian energy, because sign of Aquarius represents a lot of analytics. So whenever they try to build some kind of a professional connection with you or with any other individuals, they first of all try to analyze each and every aspect. Okay, that thing is suitable, that thing is not. Okay, cut it. That thing is suitable, that is suitable. Okay, let me adopt him as my friend or friend circle. So they always have that kind of analytical character present inside their 11th house. Also, the incoming gains are somewhere delayed in their life, because Saturn, it is a karka, or it is responsible for delay in your life. So they have to be more and more patient in order to acquire their gains. Also, if I talk about next regarding the 12th house, which is ruled by the sign of Pisces. So again, it is a watery element, and how wonderful is it? Like in this Aries ascendant, 4th house, 8th house and the 12th house, it is ruled by again some kind of a watery elements. So whenever water fell into the 6, 8 and 12 houses, it represents some kind of a very high level of imagination as well. So the imagination part, or some connection with the outer world or intuition, that is always present inside them. Or also you can relate to it as the far-sightedness, or the events that are going to happen in the future. Because 12th house, it represents the foreign land. Also, like as soon as they visited to some foreign country or their foreign land, their personality will completely change. Then they will be more like a very calm and very like peaceful figure who is full of wisdom and full of knowledge. Then they don't behave as the Aries ascendant, because whenever you move towards some foreign country, foreign land, it means the 12th house become your ascendant. And always in any of the, irrespective of the ascendants, the 12th house and the first house, it always plays a vital role in your life, because you are always run into two personalities. The first personality that is seen through your ascendant, and the 12th house represents your inner and core personality, which many of you don't know. These Aries ascendant, they don't know, like I'm also having that kind of a personality present inside them. But these things are going to trigger as soon as they move away from their homeland or some home country, then they will realize. Because the watery emotions from the 4th house, which represents homeland, so whenever they move away, 12th house become their ascendant, and immediately they become like saint-like creature. Then they will know more like a Aries ascendant or that action oriented figure. So that is the explanation regarding the Aries rising sign. So if you have any queries regarding your rising signs, any questions regarding or any consultations, please shoot me an email, guys. I'm happy to provide you consultations within next 48 hours after receiving your email. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button and make sure to subscribe my channel below. I will meet you very soon in the next video with the Taurus rising sign, that wealthy creatures.